Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're taking something that usually flies completely under the radar, a totally routine purchasing task, and we're going to transform it into a high-stakes, strategic supply chain advantage for Dallas-Fort Worth businesses. We're talking about pallets. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Well, it's just wood and nails, right? Actually, scratch that. The pallet is the literal foundation of your entire logistics operation. Treating it like an afterthought, that is a massive mistake.
So let me ask you a direct question. What exactly happens when a bulk pallet order goes wrong? I want you to think about the hidden dangers of, just guessing on a bulk order or assuming all suppliers are exactly the same. When you don't nail down the specifics of your pallet procurement, you aren't just risking a minor headache. No way. You are risking total operational gridlock.
Okay, let's dive into this. When details get ignored, warehouse managers face some absolutely disastrous operational frictions. You might see the delivery of the wrong product, which instantly halts your staging process. Or, worse, devastating missed delivery windows that domino through your entire supply chain. And if you're shipping globally, oh boy, you could be looking at incredibly costly customs holds on international shipments. These are the kinds of nightmares buyers in the Dallas-Fort Worth area run into all the time when they aren't asking the right questions.
So here's your essential buyer's checklist to avoid all that. We'll be methodically covering the bulk ordering trap, getting the specs right, grades and global shipping, logistics and lead times, the pallet afterlife, and finally, the local advantage.
Let's jump right into Section 1, the bulk ordering trap, and why details dictate success.
Moving right along to Section 2, getting the specs right, looking at standard versus custom.
We really need to reframe how we see the humble pallet. Like we said, it's not just a piece of wood, it's the literal foundation of your freight. Placing a bulk order without working through the exact details of that foundation is practically a guarantee that something's going to break down the line. So the very first detail to nail down is the physical footprint of your load. On one side, you have the reliable standard 48 by 40 GMA pallet. This guy is the undisputed king of North American warehousing. It seamlessly fits the standard forklifts, pallet jacks, and racking systems used in almost all Fort Worth facilities without needing a single modification. If your freight fits this footprint, boom, this is your starting line. But if your load doesn't fit, you've got to look at custom sizes. Common custom dimensions include 40 by 40, 44 by 44, 44 by 42, and 40 by 48. For bulk custom orders, confirming exact measurements before you order prevents a massively costly redo. Always measure twice, order once.
Next up is Section 3, grades and global shipping, where we look at durability and compliance. Now, what's really interesting about this is the crucial decision of picking the exact right grade and making sure you meet legal shipping laws. Looking at these life cycle costs reveals a major trap. The most crucial decision you'll make, beyond the size, is picking the exact right grade for your specific use case. So, you have Grade A pallets. These have minimal cosmetic wear, high structural soundness, and they are perfect for repeated, demanding use and active shipping. Then you have Grade B pallets. Now, they have noticeable cosmetic wear, and sure, they're functional, but they're really recommended for lighter use, internal staging, or temporary storage. Do not fall into the trap of assuming Grade B is always cheaper, once the full life cycle is factored in. Buying Grade B just to save a few pennies up front, that's going to cost you big dollars if that pallet breaks mid-use, ruins your product, or completely holds up your line.
And speaking of costly mistakes, let's define ISPM 15 certified heat-treated pallets. This is a mandatory legal requirement for international freight. It basically certifies that the wood packaging has been heat-treated to prevent the spread of diseases and pests. It's incredibly ironic, isn't it? Think about it. You could have millions of dollars of high-tech freight sitting on a dock, completely halted from entering a country simply because you are missing a single specific stamp on a cheap wooden board.
I literally cannot emphasize the severity of these consequences enough. If you try to ship globally with non-compliant pallets, you are looking at customs holds at the port of entry, completely returned shipments, or even the total destruction of your load. And guess what? It's all at the buyer's expense. It's so important to remember that standard, non-treated pallets are only sufficient for domestic shipping within Texas and across the U.S. If you ship internationally, heat-treated pallets are an absolute non-negotiable.
All right, Section 4, logistics and lead times, speed without the red tape.
We're shifting gears from the what to buy directly into the how to buy it. We're focusing entirely on getting these critical materials into your Fort Worth facility efficiently. Let's contrast your sourcing options here. On the left, we have national suppliers. They typically just bury you in burdensome red tape, requiring massive truckload commitments before they'll even accept your order. But on the right, The source highlights the massive operational advantage of local purchasing, like with Pallets of Texas, which allows for zero minimum order requirements. Whether you need a bulk run of 2,000, a single unit, or a specific custom run, the ordering process is exactly the same, totally free of that corporate gloat.
And when it comes to speed, 48. That is the standard turnaround time, in hours, from order confirmation to delivery when you source locally. 2 days. That kind of agility is completely unheard of when you're dealing with massive national conglomerates. And this brilliantly illustrates how that speed is actually achieved. In-house manufacturing in Dallas, combined with direct delivery across DFW, that equals zero third-party logistics slowing down your order. By entirely cutting out the 3PL layer, you aren't just getting faster delivery, you're getting real-time production updates straight from the manufacturing floor. If you have a question, you're talking directly to the people building your foundation. Let's move to Section 5, the pallet afterlife, turning floor space into value.
This next phase, it usually causes massive, hair-pulling nightmares for warehouse managers everywhere. Bulk buyers just naturally accumulate used pallets much faster than they planned for. So surplus pallets just sit there, eating up incredibly valuable warehouse floor space. But hey, it doesn't have to be a nightmare. The source material outlines a pallet buyback program that turns a literal waste problem into a credit solution. Here's how it works. Step 1, accumulate your surplus used 48 by 40 pallet cores. Step 2, for large volumes, utilize their drop trailer logistics, or for smaller batches, just drop them off directly at their Dallas facility on West Ledbetter Drive. Step 3, receive a cash payment or a credit applied directly towards your next pallet order. You are literally turning dead floor space back into working capital. How cool is that?
Finally, Section 6, the local advantage. Proven reliability right here in DFW.
We've talked about the specs, the shipping laws, and the speed. Now let's cement exactly why local sourcing in the Dallas-Fort Worth area is the safest bet for your supply chain. According to the source profile, Pallets of Texas is a family-owned manufacturer. They hold an A+ Better Business Bureau rating and a 4.8-star Google rating. Plus, they're a proud member of the National Wooden Pallet and Container Association. But the absolute most important bullet point highlighted by the data? No call centers and no account management layers. You have direct access to the team that's actually building your order.
So, the crucial point is, this local advantage translates into real-world results. One user, Davis, noted that the team helped our team when desperately in need for custom-sized pallets, citing a lead time within 48 hours. That right there is concrete, undeniable social proof of their speed and reliability when an operation was in a real pinch.
Similarly, another user named Lauren highlighted that their responsiveness was truly unparalleled, with immediate attention given to my requests and concerns. This perfectly proves the massive value of bypassing those bloated account management layers. When you have a concern, it gets immediate attention direct from the source.
Which leaves us with one final, critical thought to ponder. Take a hard look at your own operations and ask yourself, is your current pallet procurement strategy a calculated, strategic supply chain decision, or is it just a risky habit you've fallen into? Rethink your logistics, focus on the details, and leverage the local advantages available to you. Thank you so much for learning with me today on this explainer. Until next time, stay focused and keep optimizing.